Hey friends, good morning. It's me, Christiana Gaudet, coming to you live on the morning of the winter solstice, December 22nd. If you're watching an archive on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, thank you so much for watching. I have a really fun thing to share with you. And for those of you who are going to be here with me live, we'll be able to do this together. But if you're watching in archive, I want you to give this a try as well. Hey, Trisha, nice to see you. You're the first one here. Glad you're here. So let me just share a couple of announcements first. Trisha, get your cards shuffled. People are now, a bunch of you coming into the room. Glad you're all here. If you have your cards with you, actually, I said get them shuffled, but there is something you're going to want to do first. Before you shuffle, you're going to want to pull out 3 cards. Hey, Lisa, nice to see you. Okay, the 3 cards you're going to want to pull out are the Sun, and you can see I'm working with my Morgan Greer here today. The Sun, the World, and the Ace of Cups. Neil, Leisha, so glad you're here. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. Kay, nice to see you. Glad you're here. So, today is the winter solstice. That means it is the longest night, the shortest day. Hey, Maria, all the way from Peru. So glad you're here. Today is the longest day, the shortest night, and the beginning of the light half of the year. After today, each day there will be a little more sunshine. And that's what we're going to be focusing on is the return of the sun. Hey, Tammy, nice to see you. Glad that you're here. So again, if you have cards, pull out your sun, your world, and your Ace of Cups and shuffle the rest. That's what you want to do. While you're doing that, let me just make some quick announcements. Of course, I'll be back on Monday with my 3-card weekly reading, as I do every week. Starting on December 26th, I'm going to do the 12 days of Christmas. That means I'll be on here every day from the 26th to January 6th, looking for tarot epiphanies. So I hope you can join me for a lot of that. Joanne, Jinky, Rogerio, so glad you are all here. This is exciting. Thanks for joining me. We only get to do this one once a year. And this is a new thing, actually, that came to me. Marianne, glad you're here. So just a couple of other announcements and we'll get started. In the new year, of course, we have our monthly Global Tarot Circle that a lot of you come to right here on Facebook Live. I'm also going to be starting free monthly tarot webinars on my YouTube channel. So if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, Christiana Gaudet, please subscribe because we're going to start that as well. Irene, glad to see you. For those of you who are local here in the Palm City area, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up in January and February. So hope to see you here too. And I just want to remind you all that I stay available throughout the holiday season. I work while you play. If you're looking for a gift certificate, if you are looking for a reading, if you'd like to come into the office, if you'd like to work with me by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, I am here for you throughout the holiday season. Do not hesitate to reach out. Okay, so the solstice. This is the holiday of Yule. It is the reason that Christmas is celebrated at this time of the year. We welcome the return of the sun. Jeannie, thank you so much for being here. So, at the solstice, we look at the longest night and we recognize we are coming to the end of the dark half of the year. And we get ready to welcome the light, to welcome the sun back into our lives. And so what I want to do with you here today is part ritual, part magical, and part divination. So if you have your cards with you, go ahead and pull out the sun, the world, and the Ace of Cups. Doesn't matter what deck. If you don't have your cards with you, Just follow along with me, and when we get to the divination part, just ask and I'll pull some cards for you. Okay, so focus with me, first of all, on the Sun card. And again, if you have yours pulled out, look at yours. If you don't, you can look at mine. Remember that when we look at tarot, tarot is not only a tool of divination and a book of spiritual wisdom. Tarot is also a set of 78 magical tools. And the sun is, of course, the card that we look to when we think about the returning sun, the solstice, bringing light into our lives. So take a moment and focus on the past 6 months. What are the darknesses that have been in your life over the past 6 months? Now is the time to think about that, to be grateful for your survival, to be grateful for what you have come through and what you have worked through, and to be hopeful as the sun returns. So now think about that returning light. Think about what might come into your life over the next 6 months that will bring you happiness, that will bring you relief, that will bring you lightness. Think about that, see that, and hold that in your heart. Now, take the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups represents your heart, the heart chakra. Take that and put these two cards together and think about bringing light to your heart. Welcome light into your heart. Now, take the world, you can hold it on the other side here, and think about bringing light to the whole world. So it's the light of the sun, of happiness, of healing, of truth, of creativity. It is the light of the sun coming to your heart and the light of the sun coming to the world. So breathe with that for a moment and welcome that energy in. Then put the cards down, pick up the rest of your deck, and this is going to be a 2-card reading. If you have your cards with you, go ahead and do this with me and share what you got and what it means to you. The first card is, what can I do to facilitate bringing that light into my heart? And the second card is, what can I do to help bring that light to the world? So I'll do it first for myself. You do it for you. If you have your cards, go ahead and share. If you don't have cards with you and you are here with me live, and a few of you are, and I thank you so much for being here, then go ahead and just type in and say you don't have your cards and ask me to do this for you, and I'll be happy to do that. Okay, so what can I do to bring light to my heart? I got the Hanged Man reversed, which for me is all about spring into action. It's all about take control of the things I can take control of the things I can take control of. And that is, in many ways, I can control what's in my heart. I can nurture love in my heart even when that's hard. Hey, Joanne, nice to see you. I'll be happy to pull a card for you. Okay, what can I do to bring light to the world? How can I be a light bringer on the planet? Two of Cups. So very often the Two of Cups is a card of romance, and that can be, I should be nice to my partner. I should be nice to my friends, to the people I partner with in work. But this is also more than partnership with individuals. It is about bringing love. So to bring love to the world. Okay. So if you've done this for yourself, share what you got. And let me do this for some of my friends here. Joanne. Okay. To bring light to your heart, Joanne, King of Swords reversed. Perhaps there has been someone, perhaps male, a relative, a person you were in a relationship with, something like that, who was not nice to you, who said mean things, who did mean things. Do not let that energy, even that if that was very far in the past, do not let that energy be in your heart. Do not let any negative thought or any untrue word or action of your own or someone else's, now in the past, be part of your heart. Excuse me, you're choking me up here. Simply by removing that energy, you bring light to your heart. Okay, how, Joanne, can you bring light to the world? Six of Swords reversed. By being loyal. And I know you are an incredibly loyal person. Sometimes I think you've been loyal to the wrong people. But your loyalty to the right people and the right values is a light on the planet. So thanks so much for that. Okay, very good. Let's see what we got here. Okay, Marianne. Marianne, how can you bring light to your heart? The High Priestess reversed. By not being so darn hard on yourself. Looks like you sometimes feel guilty for things you shouldn't feel guilty for, that maybe in some ways you're a perfectionist, maybe you're hard on yourself. Let's turn that right around. See yourself as the beautiful person that you are and honor yourself in that way. Marianne, how can you bring light to the world? Knight of Cups. That is very specifically the bringer of love. So bring your loving self to the world. Okay, Jinky. Jinky, how can you bring light to your heart? Hey, Martha, nice to see you. How can you bring light to your heart? King of Pentacles. I think this is really about showing up for yourself to do the things that must be done, whether or not you want to do them. How can you bring light to the world? The Chariot, by getting out there and showing yourself to people. The more you are in control of your life and moving forward, the more light you bring to the world. Hey, Marion, in a tea shop without her cards. What are you doing without your cards, girl? All right, I can do this. Okay, Marion, how do you bring light to your heart? And Cindy says, love is in the air. It really is. It's so interesting when we do these group readings, how the theme really shows up. How can you bring light to your heart? Hey, Linda, good morning and blessed Yule. You and I have spent more than one Yule together. It's so nice to see you here. Okay, Marion, you can bring light to your heart. Hermit reversed by getting out with your friends. Don't be such a hermit. Enjoy the people around you. How can Marion bring light to the world? The Wheel of Fortune reversed by being there to help people when they go through misfortune. And you yourself are a tarot reader. Very often we are the first line of defense. We are the people that people come to when they are going through difficult times. Now, you also, Marion, had the Hermit reversed, which I sort of see as like the opposite of being a hermit, being with your friends. So being a light for your friends is bringing light to the world. Suzanne has her cards with her. She got the Fool. Needs to be open to starting fresh and trusting the journey. Sherelle, nice to see you here. My Heart, Emperor reversed in the World, 3 of Pentacles. I'd love to hear how you interpret that. My thought for the Heart, Emperor reversed, is about healing. Healing from either disappointment in a particular man or men or the government or a work thing. And the World, to do the work you know you need to do. I put those two cards together and think a lot about career. And are you in the career of your heart? And what can you do to really bring that energy there? And in the work that you do out in the world, I think you can be a real light bringer. Okay, Rogerio, how can you bring light to your heart? the high priestess through prayer, meditation, the reading of sacred texts. How can you bring light to the world, Rogerio? King of Pentacles, by showing up for people, doing what you're supposed to do, being a good dude. Marion says that makes so much sense. Yes, it does. Okay, Suzanne, the star for bringing light to the world. I will share joy and spiritual sights as I find them. Oh, that is beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Joanne, bringing light to her heart, the Princess of Pentacles, for the world, the Ace of Swords. Continuing learning and sharing what I know with others. Not really sure about this interpretation. Well, you know, you're the baker, man. You're the one who is always showing us these beautiful pictures of things you bake. You're also a quilter. So for yourself, Princess of Pentacles, I would say those things you do to nurture yourself in your home really bring light to your heart. And Ace of Swords, you are a truth teller. And I think you bring light to the world by being that fierce and unflinching truth teller. Hey, Kimberly, nice to see you. Yes, indeed. How can Kimberly bring light to her heart on this solstice day? Wheel of Fortune reversed, by not letting you be defined by the difficult times in your life. Release the energy and the consequences of the things that haven't gone your way, the times you have not done what you later on thought maybe you should have. Release all that and you will have light in your heart. How, Kimberly, can you bring light to the world? Knight of Wands, by being a leader, by being creative, by being athletic, by getting out there and having fun with people. And I know you do all those things. Lisa McCord, Ace of Swords and 10 of Cups. I need to draw on my strength to get past the past and find my joy to share it with the world. That's beautiful. And Joanne says the work we did with the first three cards, our little winter solstice ritual with the first three cards, made Joanne very emotional. Good, then my work here is done. And for those of you who are just joining us, what we did with these three cards, we welcomed light into our hearts and into the world. Okay. For Jeannie, to bring light to my heart, the Eight of Pentacles, focus on my skills, what's in front of me, continue to perfect my gifts. Oh, I love it. I love it. Trisha, Four of Swords. I can ground and center myself, set boundaries to take time for self-reflection. Very good. Linda, thank you for being here. Irene, to bring light to her heart, Six of Wands. For the world, Princess of Swords, reverse. That's very interesting. Would love to hear your interpretation on that. My thought on that, Irene, is for your own heart to recognize your successes and for the world to be gentle in the way you speak. Okay, Martha. Martha, how do you at this winter solstice time bring light to your heart? Seven of Wands reversed, by recognizing you don't always have to be a warrior. There are some times you can just hang out with your friends and enjoy your friends, your family, the good people around you. How can you bring light to the world? Well, Martha's a minister. She does this in her pulpit every Sunday, bringing light into the world. But let's see what the cards say. Four of Cups. I feel like this is about bringing comfort to those in distress, and I know you do that. The last time I saw you, you were on your way to visit people in the hospital. You are a bringer of comfort. Okay, Stacy. Stacy, how can you bring light to your heart? Six of Swords reversed, by not giving up on the things that are important to you. How can you bring light to the world, Stacy? Page of Cups, back to that theme of love, by speaking the love that is in your heart, by using words of love and sharing love. Okay, Trisha, Queen of Wands. Remember to also spend time with others. Balances out the Four of Swords I pulled for myself. I can do the work, the Queen of Wands, without first taking that Four of Swords. I can't do the work of the Queen of Wands without first taking that Four of Swords inner work. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Cindy Barbarino. How can you bring light to your heart? Ace of Wands. With humor, with creativity, with excitement and passion for life. And I know you have that. How can you bring light to the world? Knight of Cups. You are not the first person to get this. This card is literally being the bringer of love. Okay, Jeannie, to bring light to the world, the Empress, my birth card, nurture and support through being there for others as well as for myself. Sherelle, this is so cool. I really got the sense with Sherelle's cards that it was speaking about her work. She says, I am in the career of my heart as a bodywork therapist and yoga instructor, working on living in my truth and bringing light to myself and others. Girl, you are doing it. The cards really confirm that this is what you do as a light bringer. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, Kathy, so nice to see you here. Okay, Kathy, how can you bring light to your heart? Seven of Swords reversed. By not BSing yourself, by knowing your own truth and not buying into other people's BS. How can you bring light to the world? You got to let me know if that resonates in any particular way. How can you bring light to the world? Wheel of Fortune reversed. This has come up a few times here too. To be there for people when they're going through difficult times. To help people see their own light, that light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. And Terry, how can you bring light to the world? Oh, no, first, sorry. How can Terry bring light to her heart? Oh, another Ace of Wands. By doing the things that excite you, by being present and really being in your life force energy, whether that is physical healing, whether that is creativity, to follow your passions. How, Terry, can you bring light to the world? The Hermit reversed, by getting out there and meeting people and sharing your light with others. Okay, Linda played with her cards. How can I light the world? The world, Five of Wands in reversed. What a surprise for me. It ain't easy. I know that. And I know this has been a tough season for you, Linda, but you're there and you're doing it. So just a reminder with how we started these three cards. Remembering that tarot is a book of spiritual wisdom, a pack of magical tools, as well as a tool of divination. We welcome the sun back into our lives. We welcome the return of the sun at this winter solstice. We welcome light to our hearts, and we welcome light to the world. I want to thank you all for being here. And Kathy has come back. At work, they keep telling us lies about a new situation, and I've decided not to buy in. Well, this pretty much confirms that that's appropriate. Thank you guys all for being here with me live. For those of you watching in archive, I hope if you have cards, you do this exercise. And I hope that this time has been a time of celebrating the light within, the returning light, and the light that we bring to the world. Thank you all for being here. Just a quick reminder again, gift certificates are available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, and Messenger. And of course, I work throughout the holiday season, so do not hesitate to reach out. A lot of great events coming up in the new year. Make sure you join me here on Monday for your 3-card weekly reading. And also starting December 6th, every day for 12 days as we find epiphanies in the tarot throughout the 12 days of Christmas. Thank you all so much for being here. Take good care. I will look forward to seeing y'all soon.